You know, I've heard many Halloween stories, but there's one I keep locked away. One I don't usually share. Because this story isn't about candy or costumes or kids having fun. It's about the one knock you should never answer. It was Halloween night in a small, quiet town. Families were laughing, kids running door to door with bags full of candy. But one house, just one, kept its porch light off. An old man lived there. He didn't hate kids. He just didn't celebrate anymore. His wife had died years ago, and since then the holiday felt hollow. So he sat in his chair, watching the dark, ignoring the knocks and giggles outside, until there came a knock. But it wasn't a playful knock. It was slow, heavy, deliberate. Knock. Knock. And with every hit on the door, the old man swore he could hear a faint giggle, too low, too deep for a child. People say the wrong trick-or-treater doesn't care if your lights are on or off. They'll knock anyway. Finally, curiosity got the better of him. The old man opened the door, and there she was, a little girl no older than 8. She wore a princess costume, cheap plastic crown tilted on her head, and she held out a bag. Trick or treat. Her voice was flat. No joy, no giggle, no life. Just the words. The old man hesitated. Something about her eyes. They weren't the eyes of a child. They were too dark, too old. And here's where he made his mistake. He looked too long. The old man reached for a candy bar, dropped it into her bag, and started to close the door. But before it shut, he saw it. Her mask. Not the crown, not the dress, the face itself. It wasn't paint, it wasn't latex. It was stretched, thin, too tight against the bone. And when she smiled, it cracked. It wasn't a mask at all. It was a face she had taken. The old man stumbled back, heart pounding. And then the girl spoke again. But this time, it wasn't her voice. It was his. Trick or treat. The same tone, the same rasp, the exact sound of his own throat. That's when he realized she wasn't asking for candy. She was asking for him. The neighbors said they heard a scream that night. One long broken howl, then silence. When they checked the old man's house, the door stood wide open. No sign of struggle, no blood, just an empty chair, still rocking as if he had just stood up. And on the porch, a little candy bag. Inside it weren't sweets, it was teeth. His teeth. They say she still walks the streets every Halloween. A little girl, too quiet, too still, with a cheap crown on her head. If she knocks on your door, don't answer. If you see her face, don't look too long. And if you hear her whisper in your own voice, it's already too late. I'm just a storyteller. I only share the warnings I've heard. But if you hear that knock tonight, don't say I didn't warn you.